Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Podcast Daily. It is Friday. It is a Freaky Friday. We have reached another end of a week, another week of spring practice in the books for Ohio State. Well, they'll finish that a little bit later on Friday, the last practice of this week. But suddenly nearing the end of camp as Bill Landis, Jeremy Birmingham, and myself, Austin Ward, break that down. And hope everybody's having a great Masters weekend as well. So in honor of Freaky Friday, and because we've just talked the hell out of everything going on in spring camp, try to get a little bit more, I don't know, a potpourri, as Burr might call it, as we get into this topic.
I smelled something. I thought that's what it was.
Well, that's your very fancy basement. We do have an interview with Treveyon Henderson as part of Freaking Friday. So did I say Freaking Friday?
You did.
It's Freaking Friday, baby. Let's go.
It's Freaking Friday,
It's
baby.
the freaking weekend,
Woo!
baby. Gonna have me some fun.
Yeah. You can tell I'm really excited for Freaky Friday. And in honor of the Masters, you get to build your ideal foursome to play with any Buckeyes currently on the roster or the coaching staff. No former players, no Berm exclusive has to be named Cam to come play golf with him. That one is gone.
So we're building a golf foursome. So
now you get to decide
ourselves and three others, or us and four others.
No, you're getting to pick three others. So you get to decide if you're trying to compete for the win, if you just want to go out there and have a good time and some beverages perhaps, or assuming they're 21 years old, of course, whatever you want to decide. And we'll just go in order. Don't take it all at once. Let's just start with the first member of your foursome, Bill.
Okay, well, we're not trying to win. We're definitely in it to have a good time, because I am bringing down the score tremendously. So there's no point in even trying to win. So I'm let's see. Who do I want to pick? I don't know. Here's what I want to do. I want to have frosty beverages with someone who a root beer float, like a root beer float, who I think would, appreciate a frosty beverage. But I don't know if any of the offensive linemen are 21. Like, I don't know who to pick from that group who would fit the bill.
Well,
is Josh Fryer 21?
He told us that he has been known to go to Roosters. He didn't say what he might drink when he's there, but hasn't he been here long enough to be 21, Berm? Like, he's in his fourth year of the program, right?
He's in the class of 2020. He's in his fourth year. I bet you that Josh Fryer's thrown back a beer or two in his life.
Yeah, you know what? He can. I know for a fact that he can drink in Canada. So let's just go with that. Let's just pretend we're playing in Canada.
Yeah, there's no reason he can't play in Canada.
Yeah, I'm picking Josh Fryer because he has. First of all, we can talk the finer points of offensive line play, which I'm always in for. But he has a personality to him that I really had not come to appreciate until we spoke with him in interviews earlier in spring practice, when he did the interview with Austin here on a Freaky Friday earlier in spring ball. And he just seems like a really nice guy, like a guy who likes to have fun. There's a seriousness to him, which I appreciate. Be very serious about the things that you're passionate about, but then also you got to be able to cut it loose. And he seems like a guy that can cut it loose. So I think on a team that doesn't care at all about winning and only cares about the amount of frosty beverages that can be put down and having a good time, I have to pick an offensive lineman, and I'm going with Josh Fryer.
I like it. Oh, I like it. You love it. I want some more of it. I'm going to go an offensive lineman also, and I'm going to go back in time a little bit and pick Nick Mangold, because I bet he can.
No.
What?
I said current.
Yeah, change the rules.
I thought you said. I didn't listen to anything you said at the top of the show.
Obviously.
You started talking about golf and then the Masters, and I was wondering if we're still allowed to say that or not. and then I was like, I don't know where I'm going next. Current players, okay,
yes,
players. or coaches. Give me Brian Hartline as my first, because I bet he can hit the golf ball a long way. Number one, I'd like someone
that is correct.
I'd like someone off the tee who's got some length in their driving game. He's also very boisterous personality and is not shy about having a beverage or two if he's out on the golf course. And I think that picking his brain about where he wants the Ohio State offense to go, or how he intends to put his own spin on things, or what type of adjustments he would make if he was given complete reins to the offense, would be interesting to talk to, because I'm curious about a guy who's a wide receiver, who played in the NFL at wide receiver, who is obviously a dynamic recruiter at wide receiver, could very easily roll Ohio State's team to Hawaii and say, let's play the air raid and 5 wide receivers all game long. And I would like to know if he would love that type of offense or not. And I don't know that we'll ever get a full assessment of that other than on a golf cart in the middle of Canada.
Beautiful this time of year.
Lovely. I can assure you
Saskatchewan.
that your assessment of what it's like to play golf with Brian Hartline is 100% accurate. And if he played more than once a year, he would be so freaking good at golf that it would be scary. But he doesn't. So it's a little inconsistent, but he does enjoy it, which is important. Since you've already selected him, I will not take him. And since I made these rules, I can't take Mitch Rossi or Bradley Robinson, who would definitely be on my team if last year's roster were included. And we would not only win, but we would also have a great time out there. So somebody else who I know is passionate about the game and about having a great time on and off the course is Julian Fleming. And that is my first selection to fill out the foursome. We could also talk about, the trials and tribulations of his career and finally having a healthy shoulder and what that could mean for both playing wide receiver and getting out there and lowering his score on the golf course. But he is one of the best personalities on the team. And I don't think that it often comes through in like media settings. He treats it pretty seriously there. But he's one of the most inquisitive and good-natured people that I've been around. I love talking to Julian Fleming, and I didn't find out until recently that he had taken up golf as a hobby, and I'm all for that.
I realize
that's his number.
We're at a disadvantage here because Austin has like pretty good knowledge of like everyone's golf game in that building.
Yeah, maybe, but I also don't care about that because I would win.
Yeah,
just because I felt like I should.
You're not going to win.
I don't care either. Like I said, we're not trying to win. But even if I wanted to win, I don't know who to pick. And Austin knows who to pick if he actually wants to win.
Yeah, it's weird. He's got all their handicaps written down.
I'm just doing work, man. I try and get knowledge while I'm in there. It doesn't always have to be about football. In fact, most of the time, it's not.
All right, my second pick, Marvin Harrison Jr. I have no idea if he plays golf. I only care that he's from Philadelphia. And his father and I went to the same high school. I think that's kind of cool. My first 10 questions to Marvin would be, Marvin, why didn't you go to Roman Catholic? You could have made that a football powerhouse, but instead he went to St. Joe's Prep for some reason. What's up with that? And then after we got past all that and all the uncomfortableness that comes with that, this is a kid that's like destined for like greatness. Like it's not like, oh, Marvin Harrison, he's a really good football player. It's like, no, if like he continues on this trajectory, he is the best player in college football, I think. He very well may be the best receiver in the NFL in like 4 years. And then like what comes after that, I have no idea. But I just like being around somebody who just like exudes greatness in that way and is like destined for like all-time status in something. To me is like there's something very compelling about that. So but he doesn't brag on it, right? He just like, yeah, whatever. Like, this is my life. This is who I am. And I guess that's the comfort you get with being the son of an NFL Hall of Famer. But I just like I like Marvin's vibe. I don't know if he's a good golfer. I don't know if he likes golf in the slightest bit. I don't know if he likes a frosty beverage. I would imagine not, because probably it would make him like 1/5 or a fifth of a percentage point worse of a receiver, and he wouldn't do that. So, but I want to hang out with him regardless. So I don't know what our score is going to be. I would imagine not very good with myself and Josh Fryer and Marvin Harrison Jr., but we will have a good time. I can promise you that.
I've always wondered what a taller, faster Jerry Rice would look like on the golf course. And now I can't stop thinking about it. So
now you can watch.
Now I can
come see the show
live and in person from somewhere in Ontario.
You were talking about me, right? You were talking about watching me play?
Yes.
I am. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I'm the taller, faster Jerry Rice.
You are taller. Let's see. Give me Kyle McCord. I'm confident Kyle McCord can swing a golf club and do it efficiently and is probably pretty good at the game. He's the son of a former quarterback. I'm sure he's a natural athlete. And again, I bet, he's probably got some ability to hit the ball off the tee fairly well. I bet Kyle's a striker with the irons. I just feel like he's a middle game expert. And so that's why I'm picking Kyle McCord. I also just really like talking to Kyle. He's very down to earth and, low key. And I think in our foursome with Brian Hartline's big personality and my tendency to ramble and talk frivolously and without purpose, I think we need someone like Kyle to be sort of the level-headed, leader of the group.
It's a pretty good team so far.
I would also ask him why he didn't go to Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia.
Probably because he's from New Jersey.
That's right. He's from East Jersey.
You should ask
West
him why he
Jersey.
didn't go to like Cherry Hill East.
He's from East Jersey. Is that what you said?
West Jersey.
Even your insulting names for Philadelphia keep getting changed.
It's Friday, man. Things just get really weird. I don't know, but I would ask, how he chose that school of all the schools.
If he puts easy cheese on his steaks. Be a great question to ask. I also would like a member of the coaching staff because they play a lot more golf than the current players actually do. And the best golfer on Ohio State's coaching staff is Parker Fleming. And he gets he's received a fair amount of criticism both here and elsewhere for the results coaching Ohio State special teams last year. And I think that would be an interesting conversation to have. Probably wouldn't be the most fun, but let's just get it out of the way for the first couple of holes and talk about the fakes and the missed field goals, and then we can brush that aside and put that in the past and move on and watch him absolutely mash the ball off the tee. Parker Fleming has more game than anybody should who's coaching college football. I think that I can't remember if he told me at one time he thought about actually going down the road of becoming a professional at some point, or at least trying to play a mini tour or something. He's quite good, and I've seen him a few times at the Ohio State coaching outings and out at Scarlet. He can play. So I am trying to put together a team that can win. But he also, we've said this before, he's a really good guy. He's fun to hang out with, fun to talk to. He would have a beverage or two, and he does know a lot of football. Like whatever the results have been for that special teams group, like he's on Ohio State staff for a reason. Ryan Day trusts him for a reason, and still relatively early in his coaching career from that perspective. So doesn't mean that I'm giving him a free pass for that. And we can talk about what I may have wrong about Ohio State special teams and his impact with it. But he's a good golfer and a good dude, and he can come play on my foursome anytime.
Would you ask him how he felt about Parker Lewis hitting a 65-yard field goal on a Twitter video? Because in the last two scrimmages, when people were there watching kickers, we didn't get to see him kick the ball. And then all of a sudden he just shows up and puts a 65-yarder through the uprights outside of the Woody, and how that felt.
Well, I think that would definitely be a topic of conversation. Like, it's in the news now. It's out on social media. That's how we all consume our news. So yeah, we'll be talking about some items of the day, including field goal kickers just strolling out and banging through a 65-yarder. No problem. Not that could have been important for Ohio State. Like,
no, I can't think of a moment that would have mattered personally. You guys were on campus on Wednesday morning, I assume, for when that video came out, because that's been the first nice day in Columbus this spring. But was the wind blowing with him or against him at that moment? Because it was a windy day. I mean, he was kicking it towards the facility.
The wind blows. The wind has been blowing very violently out towards the east, so that's across the outdoor practice fields. It would not, I believe, have been a helping wind,
nor a hurtful one. Really, it was just one he had to play the wind, which makes me think maybe Parker Lewis should be my next choice if that dude can play the wind like that. But we'll figure that out.
Yeah, you get a chance to think about it, Berm, before you make your final selection. We're going to hear from Treveyon Henderson, who I don't know if he plays golf or not. I didn't ask him about that for this Freaky Friday conversation, but gosh, I sure should have. He's
going to own the golf course.
He will. He will flip that real estate. And I didn't ask him about stocks either. He did not want to talk about that anymore. He already feels like that storyline has been beaten to the ground. So I did him a favor and did not ask that but you can hear what I did right now in our interview with Treveyon Henderson. All right, taking a break here on a Freaky Friday episode of the Podcast Daily, and this man doesn't need any introduction after the last couple of years. Ohio State running back Treveyon Henderson joining us. Trey, you've had to watch too much this spring. That can't be fun.
Yeah. It's not fun, but I'm excited to just see my teammates compete, see them come out here every day and just work their tails off. They've been working hard, and we've been through a lot this season. Last season, we came up short, so we definitely been practicing with a chip on our shoulder.
I saw it. So we came out the first day of spring, like Treveyon's going through the line, like he wants to get back out there. Then I saw you and talked to you after the scrimmage on Saturday, and it was like, I think he could have gone. He wants to go.
Yeah.
He's smiling.
Yeah.
He must be going in the right direction.
Yeah. I feel great, man. I feel great. I just thank God for getting me through those tough times, what I had to go through last season, dealing with this injury. It put a lot on me. I was definitely frustrated, and it messed with my mental a lot. But it's been great for me so far. I just growed a lot from those past situations I went through, and just being here with my teammates each and every day, coming into this building, seeing everybody smile, it does nothing but make me smile too. Like I want to be a great leader. I want to be there for them.
Have you felt like, I know this is hard because like you guys are brands and you're growing that, you have things that you want to do outside of football. So like social media is probably important to that, but then there's also the downside. And it seemed like, I don't know, did you learn how to use that or turn it on and off more last year? Like it seemed like there were times you were maybe getting too much criticism.
Yeah.
Unfair. And, we would talk about like, why Trey doesn't look like himself, but we don't know what the extent of the injury is.
Yeah.
And then seemed like you got frustrated by that. Have you changed the way you use it?
I didn't quite get frustrated, because like I said earlier in the interviews, the fans don't know what they don't know, and they're gonna do all the talk, all the criticism, regardless of what you do. And I just learned that as the years go, So just last season, just like I said, dealing with my injury, like of course when I get on social media, I don't get on it to see what the fans say. Like I want to get on it, you feel me, enjoy some funny videos and stuff. But every once in a while, you just see like a hater just saying some bad stuff, So I just end up turning like my comments, like they'll go all the way down to a old tweet just to tweet something at me, So I just turn my notifications. I'll turn my comments off. I don't want to see stuff like that. You feel me? I just want to get on social media, enjoy my time.
Streamline it.
Yeah.
What's the funniest video you've seen on there recently? What kind of stuff are you looking for on there?
I don't know. Just I like watching dogs. Like no, I love dogs. Like I treat dogs like humans. My two dogs passed away, so I like just seeing cute stuff, cute videos with dogs.
You lost your two dogs. When was that?
I lost my two dogs last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was definitely tough, because my two dogs they helped me through a lot when I was growing up. I went through a lot, and when I was going through what I was going through, like I would talk to my dogs like him. That's who I'll go vent to. You feel me? So I definitely miss them.
Were you gonna get a new one in? What
are
you looking for?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I want to get a little bulldog. I'm looking for a bull, but the dog's expensive around here. Might got to do a little NIL deal or something.
Okay, well there you go. We can plug that on the show. Get you a new dog to take care of that. What else are you doing when you're away from football right now? Are you watching something?
Shoot, I'm never away for real. I come here, practice, I leave, I come back, get some extra work in, try to take a nap, but I end up dreaming that somebody else working harder than me. So I get up, try to get some extra work in, but I usually, like later on, I usually end up cooking something or watching a show or something.
What shows do you like right now?
Right now I'm watching this old show. It's called Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Old Fox show, I believe.
Yeah,
back in the day. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, Cam Martinez and Lathan, they were talking about power. So it seems
I
Empire and then laid the foundation.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly, yeah. So it's a bunch of shows out there.
I'm learning. Like, I didn't watch that show, but I know enough about it now. Just, you guys give me some good recommendations. I file that away.
Yeah,
what are we listening to right now?
What are we listening to? I don't really got any favorites right now. I don't know. I listen to quite anything for real.
Okay, when you're cooking, what are you good at right now?
Cooking, I fry some good chicken. I gotta fry that chicken. I cook. I've been trying to perfect the steak. I cook some good steak, some hibachi too.
Okay,
make some good hibachi.
You must have some good, equipment laying around. If you're grilling out steaks, you're making hibachi.
Yeah, growing up, I used to watch my mama cook all the time. I was a mama's boy growing up, and I just used to be in the kitchen under her, watching her cook, trying to help her and stuff.
All right, what else is going on? I know last year you started signing a lot of, the sports card deals were going on.
Yeah.
How do you manage, you're signing thousands of autographs?
Yeah.
your hands get cramped? Like how do you get through a session like that?
You know, my first time, my hand was definitely cramping. You know, because I write kind of hard too. I write kind of strong. So
you go through things aggressively? I don't know.
Yeah, I write I write kind of strong. So you know, I had to get used to that, but it's going good now. You know, I know how to get through that now.
All right. So spring's winding down. Are you going to like force Tony to let you play next Saturday, or the doctors? Like, I know you want to get back out there in the shoe.
Yeah, you know, I'm hungry for it, man. I want it bad. I want to be out there bad with my boys, just competing, just seeing the way they compete. They've been competing, boy. The defense, they've been on it, and I just want to be out there and get that feeling again, get going again. But you know, I'm gonna take my time. I know God have great plans for me. He's telling me just to stay patient, you know. And once he let me loose, you know, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be ready for sure.
Yeah, I can sense that there's a little bit of a little extra chip on your shoulder. There already was, but now it seems like it's doubled in size. So
yeah, you already know.
I know how bad Treveyon Henderson wants to get back out there. We appreciate him taking 5 minutes out of his preparation to talk with us. Always great to get Trey's thoughts. Back to Freaky Friday. Anything else? You good?
Nah, that's good. That's good.
All right.
I'll see you all.
All right. Welcome back. Thanks again to Treveyon Henderson for hanging out and talking to us on Freaky Friday. We have one more pick each to go through our current Ohio State roster foursome as we get ready for our own version of the Masters, which it's clear I'm going to win, but we're all trying to have a good time anyway. And Bill's going to complete the feel-good foursome right now.
Question first. So it's the current team. Do they currently have to be in Columbus?
I'll say no.
Fantastic. My next pick is Lincoln Kienholz, the quarterback from South Dakota, because I think that kid can do anything. I bet he's a great golfer because he's a good baseball player. He's a really good basketball player. Apparently, he can catch passes one-handed in a basketball gym and then tweet it out to Brian Hartline and Ryan Day. He's a little bit of a showman, which I appreciate. I think we need that on my team. We need someone to really carry the load for us golf-wise, and I'm just assuming that Lincoln can do that. But also, I'm fascinated by anybody from South Dakota because why would you live in South Dakota? Is there treasure inside of Mount Rushmore, like in that documentary, National Treasure 2 that I saw? I want to know that. I want to know if that's the real deal or not. And also, I am fascinated by the mental makeup of the people who like choose to come into the Ohio State quarterback room. That kid could have gone to Washington. From what it sounds like, he could have made a pretty penny to do so. Probably could have gone a lot of other places that don't have the talent on hand that Ohio State does have and will have throughout his tenure here. I like that about guys who are willing to do that. I think it is a select handful of people probably every year who are willing to take that on. And if they're good enough to be offered by Ohio State, that list is probably even shorter. And I'd like to pick his brain a little bit on that. I think that's always fascinating conversation with, and it's not just him, like Kyle McCord did it and Devin Brown clearly did it too. And I think that those guys have been really insightful when talking about those decisions. And I assume Lincoln would as well. And I would, don't mind that he would help carry our team a little bit as the rest of us, I assume, would suck.
That video of him catching that football in the gym that he sent out on Twitter, I immediately sent Lincoln a text with a GIF or however you pronounce it, of an official, ruling it no catch because he didn't get a foot in.
He did not. He did not.
And he said that's something he's working on. And he said he
why?
Why not? Why not? Fascinatingly, I then went down the rabbit hole of if he figured out what number he was going to wear in Columbus, and he said he wants a single-digit number, as most quarterbacks do, but only number 1 is available is from the single digits, and no one's wearing it right now. And I think there's going to be like a brawl between him and Brandon Ennis to see who gets to wear number 1. So I think that will be a fun little subplot.
It was suggested to me that Brandon Ennis already has a claim on that number.
Well, we'll see about all that. Because the quarterback wants it. We'll see. He did say if Brandon wants it, he can have it. But I don't know if that's going to change once they get to campus.
See how significant that information is that I got? It doesn't have anything to do with anything. I just happen to already know that. You
might see Lincoln in double 1. Yeah, I think 11 is probably going to be his choice if that's the case. But I need someone that can putt. Austin knows.
Yes,
golf.
You do need that. Buddy.
I'm pretty good from about 200 yards to the green, and I'm fairly good as a golfer from 200 on in. Not really great off the tee. That's why I need someone else. But I can hit my irons fairly well. I just can't putt for anything. So, my
That is a correct assessment.
My belief, just from conversation with him, the way he handles himself on a day-to-day basis, the way that he is are basically calculating everything all the time, is that Donovan Jackson can putt. I don't know why. I just bet Donovan Jackson. If he's never played golf before, I don't care. Putting is not about if you've played golf. It's about touch. It's about feel. And I bet that dude, it's obviously about if you played golf before, but ultimately it's about how controlled your hands are. It's about how your body control through the putt. I bet Donovan Jackson can putt. And I love talking to the kid. I think he's one of the smartest, more intellectually interesting people to talk to on the Ohio State roster. And I could then talk about the finer points of offensive line play, which I love. And I'm just taking out all Bill's talking points. That's my new way. I found that Bill is like by far the smartest one of us. So
100%.
I'm just going to repeat everything he says from now on. So I'm sure that Donovan would love to talk about that one documentary I saw, National Treasure 2. And I think we just have a great time. And, I think I need someone that is under controlled on the putting green. And I bet Donovan Jackson. Donnie is it.
So you listen to every word that Bill says and then you repeat it, but you don't pay attention to anything that I say. I have that right?
What? What'd you say?
Good. Just checking.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about the last thing Bill said. My bad.
You just have a recorder tied in there. Like it's on a loop.
It's just transcribing right now. I'm just trying to read it's over here.
Well, I guess the rule now is that you have to have an offensive lineman to talk about the finer points of offensive line play on your team. And they tend to be guys that you expect to have a really good time off the field. And so the best choice for that is also one who I know can play golf, which is Toby Wilson. And he will
that's a good pick.
My foursome. And, can get us on a few courses locally that, his dad, if you didn't know, was Kevin Wilson, former Ohio State offensive coordinator. So they've played a lot of golf together. They have very dynamic, outgoing personalities. They know a ton of ball. They're fun to be around. Toby Wilson has also expanded the media empire. We've got to get is his podcast competition for us? Probably not. Like they just need to be in the fold, right? Like,
yeah,
it's a great entertainment there. So yeah, Toby can get the job done. And I think our whole team will. I'm really excited about. We got to set it up. It's yet another NIL opportunity to go raise money. I think all these people would be on board with it, don't you?
Are we allowed to collect NIL monies in Canada?
Actually, no. I found out. Yeah, I found that out last season when we were doing all the Freaky Friday interviews around campus that there are different rules for people that are citizens of different countries, which I think is insane. But what isn't about name, image, and likeness in the NCAA right now?
I'm waiting for Bill to tell me what to say.
Good. Hey, Berm, thank you all for humoring us on an unusual version of Freaky Friday, trying to bring a little bit more light to the personalities on this team and maybe a little bit of football. There is something that could be of impact to Ohio State on the recruiting trail this weekend. What's going on?
Well, Austin, I'm glad you asked. Aaron Noland, 4-star quarterback from Langston Hughes High School in Fairburn, Georgia, will make his college announcement on Saturday night. Ohio State, A&M, Miami are seeming to be the front runners. Arkansas still in the mix. Alabama's in the mix, etc. But it seems like a little bit of back and forth as things have gone through this week. But the reality is Aaron Noland is a good fit for Ohio State. He's that sort of distributor type quarterback you want. I see a left-handed CJ Stroud. I see a lot of very similar things in his game to CJ, which is hard to do because I have to watch CJ's tape like reverse, but which makes
the negative.
Yeah, he's the negative CJ, but there's a lot to like. I think his announcement Saturday night maybe he's going to be like around 8:00. So as everyone's coloring your Easter eggs, you might want to be tuning in to OhioState.rivals.com as we wait for that decision and see if Ohio State can pull off what seems like it might be an upset at this point because other schools are surging.
Ooh.
But you never know.
Okay.
I've heard, and I'm waiting for confirmation, that quarterbacks and wide receivers are all Ohio State can recruit. So if that is the case, maybe there will be good news on Saturday. Who knows?
That's called a cliffhanger.
Happy Easter.
I'm excited.
Tune in for that. And thank you for tuning in all week. We know we had some audio difficulties throughout the podcast daily when we were in this studio throughout the week. Thank you for bearing with us and having patience. And even if you weren't patient, thank you for coming back and maybe trying again today. We promise that we are working to get that solution corrected on our end. We don't know what happened, but we do know that there may be other options available to us moving forward, and we are going to pursue them so that you don't have to deal with me, not in reality talking over someone, but definitely in post-production doing so. I am sorry. I don't know what happened, but you deserve better, and we will give that to you. And thank you all for hanging out with us and spending time on the podcast daily and all the content on the podcast and at ohiostate.rivals.com. Have a wonderful Masters and Easter weekend, and we'll be back for the final week of spring camp on Monday with the podcast daily then. For Bill and Berm, I am Austin. We'll talk to you later.